A beautiful February 1st morning to you all here, coming to you live from the Nichols Crossing pedestrian bridge right below the Royal Gorge here in Canyon City, Colorado. Just want to give you a look at the river here on February 1st. Pretty wild. The weather we've been having, extremely mild here on the Front Range of south central Colorado. For the last 10 days, we've had highs in the 50s, and today it's gonna, peak around 62, 63 degrees here in Canyon City. We've got about a week of this kind of weather, one or two high 40 degree days and a lot of 50s coming up. But as you can tell, the river is completely free of shelf ice in Canyon City here. As you move up into Bighorn Canyon from Canyon City up to Salida, there are some areas, some heavily shaded areas that just get no direct sunlight that have some shelf ice, but really a lot of fantastic options in Bighorn Canyon as well. Water temperatures are, as you would expect, above average right now, in the high 30s, low 40s on these really warm days here in Canyon City, which has fish really active. You can see the clarity is excellent. It's gin clear, which is requiring some lighter tippet diameters, and the flows are a little bit lower than average right now. We're not moving much water downstream here during the flow management program this winter, simply because snowpack is kind of under forecasted levels, and we're trying to retain some water upstream in Twin Lakes and Clear Creek Reservoir for this upcoming season, which is a good thing. The very positive thing is that we do have a lot of water in storage, and we do have our import water via the Fry Arc Tunnel. So, regardless of really how snowpack ends up this season, which we obviously have a lot of winter months left in the mountains at least, regardless of where snowpack lands up there at the headwater of the Arkansas, we do have a lot of water to move downstream via release water. So that's one of the fantastic things on the Arkansas River Free Zone is our voluntary flow management program, and the fact that CPW, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, actually owns water to send downstream. A lot of moving parts there, won't bore you with that, but as far as the fishing's concerned here on the river right now, mostly nymphing, as you would expect. We are seeing some midge hatches here and there, and some fish that will get up on those adult midges from time to time or eat the pupa in the mid-water column. But I would say 90 to 95% of the fish that we are catching right now in the freestone, whether it be Canyon City or Bighorn Canyon, are on the substrate, on the bottom, in areas of least resistance and walking speed current. So usually what I tell people is think about your heavier riffles upstream here, okay? And then look for deeper tail outs downstream. So if we're looking at a little bit slower currents and seam lines here, what we term walking speed current, that's where most of the fish are going to be right now. Those are also those post-spawn feeding lies for brown trout. Just think about fish wanting to conserve calories during this window of time. Cooler water, not as much hatch activity, not as much feeding. These fish are not feeding like they will be in a month or so. But that being said, you can still go out and have great days during this window of time when we have consecutive, weather days like what we're having now, or even highs in the upper 40s and 50s. You want a string of warm days, and that's what you want to focus on, is that latter half of that string of warm days for less ice flow and slush in the river. But really here for the last, say, 5 to 7 days, we've had little to no ice flow in the river, which is not typical for late January and February, but we'll take it and we'll enjoy what we've got in front of us as well, which are some really good opportunities to get out on this section of river that just does not see the pressure that the tailwater sections do during this window of time. Everybody condenses into the tailwaters because our higher mountain freestone sections of the Arkansas, say from Buena Vista upstream, or our freestones and larger rivers on the I-70 corridor in higher elevation, just simply aren't producing. And so people will choose to fish those tailwaters, and like the Arkansas tailwater, those become very, very pressured during this window. So you've got some great options to get down here. Do want to talk just briefly about what we've got upcoming as far as bug life. And right now we're catching fish, like I mentioned, on midge life cycle stuff, but also stonefly nymphs on the substrate, and cranefly larvae and free swimming caddis larvae. All of those will continue, but what will happen here is we will see a huge upturn in stonefly activity as we enter the middle of February. That's when we start to see our stonefly population, and that's the golden stonefly pacifica, enter what we call their stonefly molt, okay? And that's a process in which their exoskeleton hardens and softens throughout the day, and they prepare for ultimately hatching in the month of June and July mostly. So they become very, very active in the water column. They're active crawlers beginning in mid-February, and this really turns the fishing on. Of course, focusing on nymphing, but rolling, double stonefly rigs and stonefly cranefly rigs, and you can have some great number days in the month of February. Again, still looking for warmer weather trends, strings of warm days in the month of February, because we'll still have some cold days. You will see some days under freezing and maybe around 0 degrees here in Canyon City in February. We expect that to happen, but with these warmer conditions, it presents an opportunity for all anglers to get out and enjoy this fantastic river. And then things just only get better and better as we roll through the spring on North America's longest gold medal trout fishery, the Arkansas Freestone. Please give us a call with any questions, 888-994-6743, or you can contact us anytime at info@royalgorgeanglers.com, or hit up the chat line on our website. We do have our film tour event at the Stargazer here this Saturday, February 3rd, which is a fundraiser for the Morning Hatch Foundation. Great cause, some great films to be seen here. We do have a few tickets left available for purchase online at the film tour website. That's the Fly Fishing Film Tour. But if you have any questions there about that event or anything upcoming here fishing wise on the Arkansas, please reach out, and we look forward to seeing you in the fly shop soon or on the water. Be safe, have fun, get out on the water.